Before beginning today's video, as usual, I would like to thank all the members that are supporting this channel. Thank you so much and I appreciate every one of you guys. And if you'd like to support the channel, do take a look at the membership page by clicking on the join button just beside your subscribe button on the PC as well as the mobile version of YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in and let us start today's video. So it's been roughly a year since I started this YouTube channel. And the channel's most popular series is none other than the How Worthy series. So some of the heroes have received a lot of changes from the past to the present. And since there's no new hero this week, I'm going to do a remaster series for some of the heroes which I felt that had some massive change and talk about what's their current position compared to when they were initially introduced. So this is sort of like a history lesson, and this How Worthy series for Arabelle has been around for 1 year, so I'll link up the older version of this video in the description above so you guys can see what has changed for Arabelle and how much the How Worthy series has evolved over time. So without further ado, let us see how worthy is Arabelle actually remastered. Arabelle is the youngest Kaparajim of the crime syndicate Reservoir Snakes. She is feared and respected as she is one of the most skilled and unstable killer in the group. She holds a deep hatred towards humanity as she was abandoned by her parents at a young age and was forced to train under extreme conditions within the crime syndicate. Adoring the red hood gifted by the great grandma, she's always wearing them, and she's constantly jealous of Elvira and competes with her at every moment of time. So Arabelle is one of those heroes which has received tons of buff from the last time I did a review video for her. So the first one is an increase in her party buff from Dark Attack plus 40% to Dark Attack plus 50% sometime in November. And then in December, they improve her special ability, buffing the value from plus 20% to plus 25%, while also increasing her status ailments on the weapon skill and reducing the cooldown of the weapon skill itself. And then in 10th of February 2021, they increase her base movement speed by 1/3 of its original value, making her one of the speedier units within the game itself. They also improved the exclusive options on the exclusive weapon, so increase in the speed and range of her grenade throw, as well as the DPS damage. They also increased her stats sometime in 11th March 2021, and the last buff to her is in 9th of September 2021, where they increase her chain skill damage to 330% DPS, as well as her weapon skill damage to 185% DPS. So yes, there's a lot of buff to Arabelle, and the overall revamp of her hero made her really viable because initially Arabelle isn't really that used in the earlier days of Guardian Tales, but right now I think Arabelle is in a comfortable position. She's not overpowered, but she's definitely feasible within the meta itself. Arabelle is ranked 7 in terms of attack, 35th in terms of HP and 66th in terms of defense. So combined with the fact that she has a critic chance plus 5% inbuilt in her kit, she's a pretty decent glass cannon hero just off the stat line itself. So as for her normal attack animation, I shall not cover too much because I already covered it in the previous video and that part of her kit didn't really change much. Just take note that she's moving faster, she has higher base movement speed than other units, and her attacks usually don't pass through the walls except for the grenade attack, that is the yellow orb that comes out from her weapon itself. So her chain skill is pretty straightforward, 330% DPS damage to the opponent, very fast animation, and her special ability Seeker of Darkness increases her crit hit chance as well as movement speed by 25% for 3 seconds when she hits the enemy. So this ability is especially helpful within the arena itself, and I'll showcase the full power of this ability within the arena footages by another player known as Verse, which is one of the top 100 mono dark player within the Asia 2 server, so stay tuned for that as well. Her exclusive weapon Genocide further boosts her DPS potential by increasing her crit chance by 10% as well as improving the weapon skill regen speed by 20%. It also allows her to fire a special grenade which deals additional DPS once every 3 seconds when she's attacking. So this grenade is the one that I mentioned that is able to pass through walls and terrains and is represented by a yellow orb. Her weapon skill known as Blast Plasma Grenade is able to do 185% DPS with a relatively low cooldown time of 7.5 seconds and has the ability to bounce off multiple targets. So these targets includes heroes, walls as well as boxes. So you can use these mechanics to your advantage if you are really good with it. So I'll showcase together in the arena as I mentioned earlier so you guys can see how to properly use this weapon skill itself. Moving forward to the Colosseum, Arabelle has been this unit that has come in and out within the meta itself. So the reason why she's not permanently within the Colosseum meta is because Future Princess is really prominent, so the light spectrum counters the dark element really badly within Colosseum itself. However, Arabelle is a really good Colosseum unit for few reasons. Number 1, she deals a lot of damage. Number 2, her weapon skill is able to bounce off multiple targets. And number 3, she's able to chain them really easily. So if you have the correct team setup for her, especially one consisting of Ogma as well as Noxia, I think you can definitely try to abuse her because her damage output is actually pretty insane if she has the decent damage setup as well as a decent opponent to fight with. So there was a period where the basic element is really powerful. So during that period, I think Arabelle was way more prominent as compared to what she is right now. But nonetheless, she definitely has the potential to be one of the top tier unit within the Colosseum itself. As for the arena, I think the introduction of Ogma as well as Noxia being two pretty decent unit within the arena complements really well with Arabelle. So combine their tankiness in terms of their party buff together with Arabelle's high damage output, it sort of fixed Arabelle's glass cannon problem where she dies really easily. So now with the defensive buff, she's able to survive longer, to output more damage and cut your opponent under different scenarios. So without further ado, I'll showcase some of the arena matches from Verse, which is the top 100 Mono Dark player within Asia 2 itself, so that you guys can understand her full prowess. Now, in terms of PvE contents, Arabelle is definitely an ST unit being able to dish out massive damage to multiple targets simultaneously, and she's the only one with the dark attack party buff, so her combined with Lilith, Beth as well as Lupina is currently the most powerful mono dark red team right now. She's also very speedy, making her one of the best unit to do no damage challenges because she can abuse that speed mechanics to dodge boss attacks really easily. However, she's kinda limited to only dark teams due to her party buff, and if you want to maximize her potential, you got to build around her, which makes it such that the team building aspect is not as versatile, so she can't really be much higher. She's definitely a good S tier unit, but definitely not SS tier due to her lack of versatility. So how worthy is Arabelle actually? She's definitely a top tier unit in terms of her damage output and multi-targeting mechanics, although she has some shortcomings in the form of lack of versatility due to her body buff, as well as a really paper defensive stat which makes her really weak without proper support. However, she's without a doubt a good S tier unit right now, as Arena is one of the stronger and most used tank within Arena, and her position as the fastest unit within the game is so very fun to play around with, as you see your opponent panic while chasing after her. With more range support in the future for the dark element, Arabelle could become a premier dark damage dealer in the future, so therefore she has a lot of potential. And in my opinion, she's still a sleeping giant because she has so much potential that awaits her, and we will only see whether or not she'll become better than what she used to be in the past. That's it for this Arabelle remastered video, so hopefully you guys like this video, and do remember to like and subscribe to see more contents from this channel, and do take a look at the Zebo Gaming membership page for the perks of a channel and to support the channel financially. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!